everyone, welcome to Excel problem solving series. So for this video also, the video would be quite lengthy because we have three subparts to be solved for this particular data set. First of all, let me explain what does this data set is all about. So into the very first column I have the employee number or the employee code. Into the column B or the second column I have the joining date. So employee number 1, the joining date is this. Into the column C I have the date of birth of all those employees. So the employee number as 1, the date of birth is this, and its annual salary is provided here. See what is the problem is saying. So the problem says a small company is shutting down its India operation and wants to retrench all its employees. It has two options for the retrenchment payout. The very first option is give 1 month salary to the employees for each year left till their retirement. So the retirement age also they have provided is equal to 60. And also the second option they have provided is give 1 month salary for each year completed with the company. So basis onto this, the following thing which you need to answer is number one, which of these two options, so the two options which they have provided earlier, would be beneficial to the company. So the very first thing I need to do is to do the analysis of which of the option 1 or the option 2 is beneficial from the company perspective. So the second problem is for which of these two options is more employee friendly or employees are benefited more. So out of these two options, which of the option the employee will be more be benefited from. And the third option which I need to calculate here is which of these two options is more beneficial for the senior management. How do we see who is the senior management? All those people who have a salary greater than 7 lakh per annum. So all those people are the senior management people. Company shutting down date they have also provided, which is 17 June and 2010. Let us proceed with solving this particular problem. So this problem, it will contain multiple things which we need to analyze upon. So the very first thing which they have focused upon is they'll be providing the 1 month salary to the employees for each year left till retirement. So let us go step by step. First of all, we'll be exploring the very first option and then we'll be moving to the second number option. So let us calculate the very first option. So the first option, it says give 1 month salary to the employees for each year left till retirement. So the very first thing which we need to calculate is what is the per month salary. So you can see I have been provided the annual salary, so I'll just divide this number by 12 and I'll be getting the per month salary. So this particular salary will provided each year to each of the employees if we go from the option 1. So I'll just drag this formula to the very last here. So I've got the per month salary for each of the employees. Now the second option which we need to explore here is the year which is left until their retirement. So first of all, I need to calculate their current age and I need to subtract the current age by 60 to get the total number of years which is left until the retirement. The first option, we need to look into this particular thing. So let us calculate the candidate's age or the employee's age at the present. So today's date I need to take is 17 June and 2010, which they have provided, but the date thing is quite different here. So first of all, let us change the date format. So I'll just select the entire date column here. I'll go to this date format. I'll just select this particular date format, and this is the desired one which I wanted. I'll just convert this also into my desired format. So let us calculate the current age of all these employees. So how do I get the current age? So if I subtract my today's date with their date of birth, I'll be getting the current age. So there is this function here, year frac. So I'll be getting the difference between 2 days in terms of the year. So this is my start date, so date of birth is my start date, and this is the end date which I need to provide here, but I need to keep the end date as fixed for the entire column. So I'll just mark that as fixed. So you can see I've got the current age for the employee into the next column. So I'll also drag this to the very last. So you can see I've got the employee's current age. So age until retirement, I'll be getting into the next column here. What is the age until the employees are retiring? So I'll be subtracting this number with 60 and I'll be getting the number here. So 60 minus this I'll do. So you can see I'm getting age until retirement of all those employees. Go by option one. What do I need to calculate? So I need to calculate here. So 1 month salary is provided to all these employees until they will be retired. So this is the 1 month salary, and this particular column, it has the age until they will be retiring. So if I just multiply the per month salary with the total years until retirement column, I'll be getting a number here. And if I just drag this to the very last, so this is the total cost which the company needs to take upon if it goes through the option one. So I'll just keep this as option one for now. So option one is clear. Now the option two telling, so give 1 month salary for each year completed with the company. So here we need to get the current age and the age until retirement for the option one, but here I need to calculate the working years for the employees until this particular date. So here also we'll be using the year frac function to get the total number of work experience of all these employees into this particular company. So the start date will be the joining date and the end date would be the today's date, because today the company is shutting down. So I'll be getting the end date here and I'll be closing the bracket. So you can see I've got the working years for each of the employee. So I'll just drag this formula to the very last. So I've got the working years, and similarly I've got the per month salary. So option 2 I've got now. I'll just multiply this number working years with the per month salary, and I've got this number. So I've got the similar thing for all the other rows as well. Now let us come to the question. So what does this question says? So the very first thing is, which of these two options would be beneficial to the company? Whichever option, option one or option two, whichever gives the lower total payout, so that means that that particular option is beneficial to the company. So let us see how to do this. So let us get the total sum into the option one column. So I'll just select this particular range here and I'll click OK. So you can see I've got the total sum, and let us get the total sum from the option 2 column, and you can see this is the option 1. So I'll just write this also here, and this is the option 2. So as you can clearly see, from the company perspective, option 1 is beneficial for the company perspective. But it comes to the second number question, which is from the employees perspective. So which of these two options more employees are benefited? So as you can see, option 2 we are getting a larger amount, so that the option 2 we can conclude that it is being more beneficial to the more employees. Here is a catch. So this number, they give the total visibility on the entire sum of the option 1 and option 2, but we need to calculate the total number of employees or more employees which are being benefited from which, the option 1 or the option 2. So to calculate this, let us get the difference, total amount in option 1 and the total amount in option 2. If this number is negative, what does that means? It means that option 2 is greater than the option 1. So let us drag this formula to the very last and count the total number of positive numbers here and the total number of negative numbers here. So that would give a visibility, like the total number of employees which are being benefited from the option 1 and the total number of employees which are being benefited from the option 2 will be getting a deeper level visibility, and that is the thing which they wanted here. More number of employees they are being benefited, so we need to look from the employees perspective, from the whole every employee perspective, not the total employee as a whole. So let us see if this number is greater than 0 or not. So this is false, and I'll just control D. Let us count the number of times false is coming. So this is the entire range, and I'll write here false. So 59 times false is coming, and let us write the same thing for true. So count if and the range, I'll just provide this range. What is the criteria? So the criteria is true, and 41 times true is coming. Now these numbers, what does they say? For false there are 59 values, and for true there are 41 values. So what does false means? False means that option 2 is much better than the option 1. So I'll just write this here. What does false mean? So option 2 is much better than option 1. And what does true means? So true means exactly opposite of the false. So this means that option 1 is better than the option 2. So though we have got our correct answer here, because you can see the more numbers are present into the option 2 is much better than option 1, than option 1 is much better than option 2. So that is why we need to provide here from the employee's perspective, option 2 is much better than option 1. So the answer for the second number question is option 2. See the very last question which they have provided here. So the last question, it says which of these two options is more beneficial for the senior management employees. So for the senior management employees, their salary should be greater than 7 lakh per annum. So we have our entire data set available here for us. Let us rename this column, and from this particular column itself I'll be just be filtering out all those employees who have a salary which is greater than 7 lakh per annum. So I'll just write this here itself. So I'll just write here 7 lakh, and I'll just drag this formula to the very last, and let us filter out this particular data set. Control Shift L, and true means that the salary is greater than 7 lakhs, and we need to operate only onto this particular data set here. I'll just copy this data set, paste this into a new sheet. Let us get the column names from here. So the final thing which we need to calculate here is similar to what we calculated in question number 2, but in question number 2 we just looked onto the entire data set, but here we are only concerned with the senior management employees having salary greater than 7 lakh. We have filtered out their data from the entire data set, and here we just have only those employees who have a salary greater than 7 lakh. Now from this particular data set I want to see which of these two options is more beneficial for the senior management employees. So we need to see this from the employee's perspective. So let us count the number of times false is coming. We'll be applying the same strategy as we have applied before. So from this particular thing we just need to calculate number of times false is coming. Okay, and the number of times true is coming. We also need to calculate this. So this is the range, and we just need to provide here 2, and you can see false here also is more than the number of trues. So that clearly means that option 2 is more better than the option 1 for senior management employees. This is how we have solved all of these three questions. It might be a little bit tricky for the very first instance, so do watch this video again if you want to, and also hit the like button, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't, to receive such kind of useful information onto a daily basis. So meet in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.